More information center progress in this video. We're going to be continuing on the two sections on the side of the build and also add all the foliage and the finishing touches for the project itself. So sit back, relax, and we're going to start right away. Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in today's video. My name is Ashline. In this video, we're going to continue on the information center. We've been building in this section of the, it's not really a zoo, but the zoo itself on the information center. And in this video, we're going to be finishing the project as a whole. And therefore, in the next one, we're going to be starting on something new. It will still be kind of similar to the build that we've been making so far. I will explain in a little bit. But yeah, in this video we're going to be finishing the big information center. So if you're not familiar with this build yet, I will leave some links in the description down below, which will redirect you to the previous videos of the build. So you're able to catch up from the beginning and able to see the whole timeline on what we've been creating so far. But this building itself will have a couple purposes in the zoo where we're going to be placing this building in. Like mainly it's going to be an information area for guests to get educated about the animals that will be living around this building. Because we will also be using this building as a viewing area for the guests. So more like the far end, like on the north side, so to speak, of the animal talk point. So like the big glass area. There will be an enclosure behind it. It is possible that we will change some things of the building itself, because currently we're creating this building in a zoo that we're not really using, because it is still the blueprint zoo, the so-called blueprint zoo, where we only make buildings, make blueprints, and then use it in the actual zoo that we've been going and building in for like a couple years now. Because the overall the frame rates process itself, it's like a lot easier in this zoo than if we would make all this in the challenge zoo that we started. Because like the frame rate and everything is just so much better, and it's like a lot nicer to build in the zoo without any animals and guests. But like whenever it's placed in the actual zoo, we will make most likely some changes of the building itself, because if we're going to be placing animals on the other side of this building, some changes will most likely have to be made in order to make everything work as intended. So as of now, in like the end of the video, this building will be finished, but some changes will most likely be made to accommodate to the game itself and make the most out of it, pretty much. But also, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're going to be working a little bit on the two side wings. So those are like the two smaller circle buildings on the left and the right side of the building. And we're going to be placing a couple shops there. Because the smaller buildings were initially built also in a previous YouTube video. And we used like an information center in Portugal as inspiration. And we decided to use those buildings, or actually that building, because it's only one, in this project too. And the purpose of those buildings in this build will be a little bit different than initially. Because the initial one was like a mini information center, because that's the inspiration for it. This is like the 2.0 build. And in this one, we're going to be using them as shops. So one side will have an actual information desk, where guests are able to purchase like audiobooks and just like the normal information that you would get in zoos. And the other one will be for a drink shop, just like Pip Shot Water, nothing too crazy, but just like a place for guests to be able to purchase some drinks. And then in the next video, also as mentioned a little bit ago, we'll be making like a new build, but it will be very similar to what we've been creating so far. So we will be using the information center 1.0, so the original one, and we're going to be elevating that a little bit, and then we're going to make like a nice sort of patio around it. It will look pretty cool. Like it's already finished because all the builds you see in YouTube videos have been created live over on Twitch first. So if you're interested, feel free to check out the Twitch channel. As always, we'll leave a link in the description down below. So feel free to check those live streams out if you'd like. But over there we already created the building itself, and yeah, like the end look and the finished build looks really cool. Very happy with it, and hopefully I'm able to make yeah, like a decent blueprint, and also able to yeah, place that building in the actual zoo without any major hiccups. And also, whenever that build is finished, we'll be starting on yet another new build, but that will be for a little bit in the future. On Twitch, that is. So in the live streams, we already started on that build, and we've made like some decent progress already. And yeah, like still working on the project. It's quite a big one, even though it's only one building. But we're going to be building and creating a hotel. It will be just like a decorational, because unfortunately at this very moment there is no mechanic in Planet Zoo that sort of accommodates hotels and those mechanics. Maybe in the future we'll be having, yeah, like one of those features nonetheless, because Planet Coaster, for example, does have the option to have hotels in the parks. So maybe like in a future DLC of sorts, we'll be able to have a similar mechanic. Will be pretty cool, because then we are able to use that building as intended. But yeah, like overall the hotel is receiving some pretty darn nice progress so far. So once again, if you would like to see the progress of those builds live, then feel free to check out the live streams over on Twitch. But for now, I will not talk too much about that hotel, because it's still a little bit in the future, and also because we'll be creating yeah, that other building in between this project and the hotel build. I'll also be mentioning quickly that all the builds that we are creating so far, so that's like the entrance building, the information 1.0, the information center 2.0, the restaurant, and all the builds in between. I will be making like blueprints of those in the future whenever everything is finished. At this very moment, I'm not able to give any date to that, because I do want to finish everything first and then add everything on the workshop. So you will be able to use all the builds that you are seeing in these videos. But yeah, as of now, I'm not really able to give any like dates on when that's gonna be. So I do apologize for that, but in the future, you will be able to use these buildings in your zoo. So that will be pretty cool. For now though, I will be leaving you all with the remaining of the speed builds. Hopefully you will enjoy as always. Also, at the end of the video, I do have like a very small cinematic-ish going of this build. So you're able to see some things at like a slower pace, and also a little bit easier. So feel free to skip around. I will leave like a timestamp in the description as well, if you're like interested in seeing the cinematic only. Then I will leave the timestamp in the description. So feel free to check that out if you would like. And if you do want to, of course, check out the whole video, then sit around and, yeah, relax a little bit to enjoy the remaining of the video. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I will see you all later in a future video over here on YouTube, and otherwise in a future live stream over on Twitch. Also have a TikTok account, so if you do have TikTok, then feel free to check out the content over there as well. It's more with like cinematic videos so far, and a couple tutorials that I haven't really been able to place on yeah, YouTube yet in terms of format. But yeah, maybe there's like a tutorial for you there too that will be quite useful. So feel free to check out those videos on TikTok. I'll see you all later. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Sizowaka